this is where this is where I said you are dishonest. I know you're trying to, but now you really need to.
We need to be clear on one thing. I am not consciously lying.
I completely understand.
Okay, that's my definition of honesty. Is if I might be unconsciously mistaken, but I'm not consciously lying.
Can I please comment to you? My definition is slightly different, and my definition is something like this. If you ask me something about something which I know I don't know much, I would first of all qualify and say, look, I don't know much. I really shouldn't be commenting. That's where I'll begin. But that I'm not seeing in you. That's my main problem, and that's why I said you're dishonest. I'm not saying. Surah Al-Baqarah, if I could ask you this one little thing. Surah Al-Baqarah is one of the biggest chapters in the Quran. Do you know the rough summary, the essential points of Surah Al-Baqarah? If I were to tell you, please summarize Surah Al-Baqarah in a couple of statements. Do you know what points you need to
go ahead and tell me what your summary would be?
Ultimately, Surah Al-Baqarah is about defining who an unbeliever is, i.e. who a non-Muslim is, and when you would attack the non-believer, and how you would do that. While doing that, it also recommends, by the way, that you can do this, do that, in the process. But the crux of Surah Al-Baqarah is about defining who the idolaters, the unbelievers, the non-Muslims are. For instance, Surah Al-Baqarah speaks about, if you know Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat 216 to 217.
To be honest, I've already got your point.
Sure. But do you know these things?
There is a part of the Quran which identifies who are non-Muslims. That's synopsis of what you're saying.
No, but Surah Al-Baqarah is about how to destroy them.
Yeah, it's about both things. It identifies who they are.
Yeah.
And then it identifies how you should handle it. Yeah?
Which is that you destroy them.
Got it. That's the easy.
Sure. Is that a good? And then it goes on to give other details of how you would worship that Islamic Allah who wants you to identify and destroy the non-Muslims. Right. That's Surah Al-Baqarah. That Islamic Allah, do you respect?
No.
And Shahada to that Islamic Allah.
Hang on. These are if statements. If your representation of that is accurate, do I respect what you do? Do I support what you just said? No.
Sure. My representation...
That predicates on you giving an accurate contextualization.
But do you have any contrary view? If I read, I can read for you.
I'd have to sit down, go through the context of the particular thing. Yeah. Now I want to take your point.
But here is the point.
Let me concede something in your favor. You are probably going to argue that I'm not nearly as factually aware of the context.
Exactly, that is my point.
Right. This is true.
Yep, that's exactly my point.
Okay? I'm very well aware of the difference between facts and values, okay? This is Hume, he's a philosopher, a way of looking at things. Just because somebody has got loads of facts at their disposal does not mean they're evaluating the facts very well, okay? The primary skill, I think, is in evaluation, yeah? So it helps to have a wealth of facts, but it's not primarily intentional. A practical example is if you debate a flat earther. If you go and try and debate a flat earther, and I've done it here, you will find endless smoke screens where they will go, oh, you haven't read this book, you haven't read that book, you're not aware of that scholar, yeah? And they will correctly show you have virtually no facts at your fingertips when you're having the discussion relative to that. Nonetheless, if you're good at analytical thinking and using inference and these tools, you can cut that Gordian knot without needing too many facts. You can just use Occam's razor logic. Now, I'm applying that same kind of principle here. So although I can see I haven't memorized all the facts or anything like that, I believe logically I've looked through where there are obvious contradictions and I'm trying to square those contradictions.
Tony, now you're being either dishonest. I don't know what you're doing right now. Please hear me out. Okay. Surah you can't apply reason when you don't have facts. Reason is applied on top of...
Then we disagree. Sorry,
please.
Reason is a tool.
Please listen. Reason is a tool applied on facts. On facts to arrive at further inferences.
Right.
But facts are what you fundamentally begin your process of evaluation with.
Agree.
If you don't even have facts, you are as useless as anyone else.
I didn't say I have no facts. I said I don't need an infinite plethora of facts when I debate someone like a flat earther. Once I've got the rudimentary facts that they get, there are certain rudimentary facts you get from them. where you can instantly use inference to destroy their position. I don't need too many facts. All I need to know from them are about 3 statements which are contradictory and you can pick through. So in Occam's razor, in terms of efficiency, I don't want to spend hours and hours reading every syllable of everything a flat earth can throw me. It's a waste of time.
You have really now, you're doing massive injustice. No one said that you need to know everything.
So I don't need to read the whole of the Quran and memorize it, or the whole of the Bible, to notice if 2 things which are said are contradictory.
Tony, you might please, if you give a hearing, you might understand what I'm saying. If you remember carefully our discussion, when I began with the Surah Al-Baqarah, maybe 5 minutes ago, the question wasn't that whether you remember all of it. That's not what I asked. I asked you if you know a summary of it. Do you know the salient points, the crux of it? That's what I care about. When you don't know the crux, you can't argue.
But you see how easy it was for us to get to the crux. You gave me the crux. That's how I'll get facts. So you've told me what it said.
Yes.
I've said.
So you tell me.
This was really quick.
Sure.
You see? You go, here are some facts.
And therefore,
I go, let's accept that those may
no
be
problem.
facts. Now let's rationally run them through the mill.
Now,
and my conclusion is, no, I don't approve of it.
Good.
See how quick it
So
was?
no, it wasn't
really
you. You went on a detour after that, but that's fine.
I just
Not a
used
problem.
that technique. You
Not a
gave me
problem.
something, I said, if this is a fact, my evaluation is X.
No problem.
And we're done.
So we both agree, Shahada towards the Islamic Allah of Surah At-Tawbah is evil.
No. No.
Shahada towards, please let me, please let me finish. Shahada towards the Islamic Allah of Surah Al-Baqarah is evil. We both agree. I'm assuming.
By Surah Abbas, you mean if they are asserting faith in a God who prescribes that kind of behavior, then that would be wrong.
Which they are.
They're not all doing it.
Let's read.
You are insisting that all of them have to... I've already said I don't think this stuff should be taken as literally as you're taking it, or they're taking it.
I'm not asking you how you take, and this is where you're misunderstanding. I am going to read this, and I want you to see if you agree with this, not how you would like to take this.
It's not how I like to take it. I understand what it says as a point of fact.
You didn't understand.
I've already said
you didn't understand.
I don't think it is all sacrifice. So that's not my claim. You're correct. There are things wrong in the book. You're correct. Well done. We can just cut short. You are absolutely correct that there is a lot of problematic stuff in the Quran.
So Surah Al-Baqarah...
I just think simultaneously there is a whole chunk of stuff in the Quran which is even more core to the Quran, which is positive. Those are not contradictory statements.
Tony, here is a problem. Do you know how the Islamic history began according to the Quran?
Do we have to do the whole history of the Quran?
No, not the whole. Just give me a rough 1 minute. Do you know?
About 1,500 years ago, and it's Muhammad, and he gathers together tribes, and he ends up becoming a very, very powerful political influence, and he ends up instigating Islam. And
do you know this thing called?
Of the time, he was probably an improvement for what was going before. The culture for the time, I believe. Do you know this thing called Masjid al-Haram? Do you know or not? I don't know. Not by that name, but I may know it. It's not by that name.
Masjid al-Haram.
What's the principle? What's the point?
Well, this is a fundamental fact.
That's a word. So what's the fact? What is that word expressing?
The fact right now is that you don't know one of the building blocks of Islam. That's the fact.
I know it by that name. So what's the fact?
Do you know of any historical place in which, around which Islam's conflicts began?
Mecca, but it wasn't originally Mecca. Where was it? I know where you mean. My memory's not good, but I know.
Let's say in Mecca, whatever was called Mecca.
What actually was?
Whatever was called Mecca. It's called Mecca, but what does that refer to is a huge question. But in Mecca, there is a religious structure called Masjid al-Haram. That is the sort of the center of the dynamic. Do you know about this or not?
Not a huge amount, because I don't consider it that important.
Do you know anything about this or not?
Some.
Like what?
I just told you 1,500 years ago, Muhammad becomes a rising political force, and he introduces Islam as a creed and his followers, and it seems, I think, to improve the quality
I'm talking about the conflict. Do you know about the conflict with the only religious structure that is recorded by name in the Quran, which is a primary thing that you need to understand for you to evaluate Islam properly. Do you know this or not?
If you mean there were wars, then I believe there were wars.
Do you know about this or not? Be honest. This is why I'd like you to be honest.
I have to have a synopsis. My synopsis of it is, yes, there were conflicts and wars, but my area of interest is in the quality of the ethical and teleological description and the metaphysical validity of the creed. The historical background that came to that conclusion is utterly secondary to the evaluating the rational and the inferential logic of the text.
So if you see someone here killing someone else, without having any clue as to who was who, what the motivations were.
I'd obviously need to know those things, but I don't
Yeah,
need
so
to
you
know,
need to know.
But I don't need to know their NHS number, the name of their parents, what country they had previous. I could know there are a huge number of facts about that person's backstory that are fairly irrelevant to me adjudicating that specific interaction.
Totally.
I do need to know their motive and the context of the attack. I don't need to know their life story.
Sure.
Good.
Completely.
Good.
You don't have to.
Good. Well, this is a similar situation.
No, it isn't.
No, to me it is.
Please listen.
No, to me it is.
I'm starting to respond. To understand the motivation of how Islam began, you need to know what Masjid al-Haram is. If you don't know the context around it, who owned it, who took over it, why did they take over it, on what basis did they mobilize people to take over? If you did not know this, you would not. It's very strange that I believe that you need to know the fundamentals
I think
of
it's very strange that you might believe that if the concept of the fitra, that in order for me to draw some kind of evaluation of the veracity of the fitra, I need
motivation.
He asked just because they are non-Muslims. I trust that we can all agree that is he's a bloody stupid. So we can agree that the Islamic Allah is evil. Very, very clear. It's black and white. And that is where the Abdullah gentleman who ran away quite quickly, and the Tony here who is clueless,
who is running away,
who is struggling right now. The challenge I present to both or any other Muslim is simple.
The reality. You talk about
if any of you think, if any of you think that God of the Bible is someone like this, like the evil Islamic Allah, my challenge is this:
the women, the children,
God
and the
of the Bible never commands the nation of Israel to go and kill someone else just because they are non-believers of the God of Israel. It never happens. God of the Bible executes judgment on multiple occasions.
You're watching somebody
you find that
disappearing
in relation
into total denial
to thank you very much.
And all they can do is they think if they keep talking to a camera so they just want a conversation, I've
told you
may think that they actually made any good points.
This is the challenge. If you're a Muslim who is watching,
and I challenge you to come on a clock.
Thank you.
It's a challenge. Do you want to come on a clock?
I have given up on you.
You're too frightened to go on a clock.
Thank you. That's your evaluation.
Given up, you're running away.
Thank you.
It's clear on camera.
Thank you.
He is not dealing with the data or the facts.
Thank you.
He is not dealing with the relentless
if there is a Muslim,
violence
when
in
you
the
go
Old
home,
Testament. It's a fact.
When you go home, this is the, don't panic. When you go home, the homework, don't be lazy, be prepared to do the homework.
Debate.
When you go home,
You can't
the
debate.
homework is simple. For Abdullah, for John Fontaine, for Paul Williams, for Masur, the massage parlor worker, and Hashem, and for anyone else, the challenge, and for you, my dear friend, or for anyone else, the challenge is simple. And Abbas, who is hiding behind the crowd there,
Abbas
to everyone, the challenge is simple. The challenge is
Abbas
this.
is a guy you can have a
The
conversation
Islamic
with,
Allah
not like
is
this.
evil
Abbas
by
would not
virtue of
behave
the
like
fact
this.
of his commandment to
Sabur
make
does not behave
the Muslims
like
kill non-Muslims
Hashim
on
does behave
religious
like
grounds.
this. There are different pundits
You would
here,
not
some
find
of whom you can
God
have
of
a conversation
Israel
with, some of whom
asking either Israel as a nation And Jesus Christ asking the Christians
What else have
as
you
a
got?
community to go and kill
Deuteronomy
outsiders
17:27. Kill
because they
anyone with a
do
different
not
religion.
believe in this God. You will
Exodus
not find that.
35:1-3.
That
Whoever
is the
does any work
marvelous
on
difference.
Sunday must be
I
put to
serve a
death.
God who is worthy of respect, worthy of honor. The God of
Timothy
Islam
2:12.
is terrible,
Do not
and
permit a
therefore leave
woman to
Islam.
teach or
Unless you are
exercise
confused like
authority,
Tony, utterly
rather
clueless,
she
could
remain
not put
quiet.
together a few facts together, and doesn't
You
even
know,
have
we
the
got-
Bible properly, doesn't know where to
Leviticus
get a copy of the Bible
21:9.
from,
If a
doesn't
priest
know
daughter
that.
defiles
Thank you.
herself by
Thank you very much,
becoming
Tony.
a sinner,
Thank you. Lovely.
she disgraces her
Keep it up.
father, she must be
Lovely,
burned
lovely. Thank you.
alive.
Thank
Okay?
you.
I'm
Marvelous.
reading you the prescriptions.
All-
You can check them.
Sure.
The Old
say
Testament
alive.
has some very
You're
violent
lying.
prescriptions.
Doesn't say
He is
alive.
running from
One last time.
like crazy.
Lying.
One last time.
Adjudicate it for yourself.
One
fact
last
check
time.
it yourself.
Sure.
And he will not
Can we do
engage
time?
in
Just
a more
one last time.
discriminating analysis of
Just
these
3
religions,
minutes.
where
Just
you
3 minutes.
separate the wheat from the chaff and acknowledge that there are problematic
enough.
elements in
Three-
these books,
Tony,
but they have a lot of good
this
stuff.
is the one last-
Suddenly you want to re-engage
That's
me.
fine,
No.
that's
Clock.
Okay, that's
Clock.
fine.
If
Clock,
you want to
clock.
re-engage,
3
clock.
minutes. On
Clock.
3 minutes. 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes,
Right.
and then I need to go.
Oh, you're
3
in
minutes.
a hurry. You're in a hurry. Where are you going to be?
Look, speaking to you is a waste of time.
No.
That's my
No,
evaluation.
this is going just fine. You are now actually going to engage
Listen
in a
to me.
debate.
That's what
where
you are
we
thinking.
have a clock.
Sure.
Let's get the clock.
But no.
Who's got a
Listen.
clock?
No, listen.
Who's got a clock?
Don't
I don't
panic.
need to.
Listen.
There's
Don't
no
panic. Listen.
panic here, mate.
I
Who's got a clock?
am done with you.
Who's got a clock?
All that I'm going to do
Who's
is
got a
just
clock?
one last 3 minutes. If you don't want
Anyone?
to take that up, that's fine.
You got
I'm
a
going.
clock?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Has
God bless
anybody
you
got
all.
a clock?
No one has got a clock. Thank you very much. Should we go?
None of you? Oh well, I've got a clock. Here we go. Off
But
you go.
listen.
Off you go.
Clearly, you are not civilized.
I'm very
and therefore-
civilized.
In which case, listen.
I'm very civilized.
In
I
which
want to
case,
share
listen.
a clock. It's a very civilized
In which case, listen.
suggestion. So let's be civilized and share a clock.
Listen.
Talk.
I have to go.
Right, because
Of various reasons, I don't have to explain to
you
you.
don't have to. but
Okay,
there
listen.
will
I
be
no.
inferences.
You
Maybe
wow.
you're just running away. You may
Wow.
be
You
perceived
said
to be
because,
running away.
and I'm responding right now. You would not even, as a civilized man, give me a hearing, and therefore, please
You've
listen
been
one last
talking
time.
constantly for the last 10 minutes.
You keep interjecting. Please listen.
Because you've been talking. Play the
Please.
tape back. He's been talking constantly for 10 minutes.
Don't. Is that
So
something?
we're going to share a clock. Do you want to share a clock?
Please listen.
Do you want to share a clock?
Please listen. Please listen.
How long are you going to get on with it? Get on with it. Be pithy. Be concise. Okay? I'm not going to listen to you filibuster and rant for hours. If you've got something to say it concisely. Be to the point. I'm challenging you to talk on a clock. Either accept the challenge and have a decent discussion so the audience can see and hear both of us and compare our ideas, or don't. Okay? Now please talk. What do you got?
That's a plenty of rambling already. You're talking about being concise. Listen right now.
Go on.
I give you a hearing when you speak. That's what a civil man does because I am a Christian. When I speak without interjecting, listen. I have an experience with you, and my respect for you has plummeted down.
I don't care.
Don't interject. I am still speaking. And therefore, I am giving up on a conversation with you for a longer period of time. All that I have is a simple offer. If you would like to take it, 3 minutes you speak, 3 minutes I speak. We can do, I don't mind if you go first, if I go first, I don't mind who goes first. Only 3 minutes each, and then I have to go for multiple reasons, like I said earlier. Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
Sure. Just 3 minutes each. Did you want to go first? Should I go first?
Off you go.
Okay. So let's do.
However, we do need somebody with a clock. Also, hang on, wait. Now we've calmed down and now we've got separate spaces. I think it would be more constructive if we did 2 minutes each and we did two, and that way we can react to each other.
He's
Yeah?
speaking a lot. Say,
I'm suggesting
Say again?
2 minutes each.
yeah,
No,
simply.
I'm accepting. No, I made the offer of going on the clock, not him. I think we should go on the clock, but I think you'll get more from it if we do 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes,
He's
2 minutes.
speaking for more than 3 minutes
Do you
already.
want to do 2 minutes each?
Listen to me.
Do you want to do 2 minutes each?
I
No.
said
Fine, he only wants to do 3 minutes. Do your 3 minutes.
he asked me a question, but would not even wait for an answer.
Do you want to do 3
Hey,
minutes?
whoa. You asked. No, I have no reason to even listen to your question.
What timing do you want to take?
But please, is
3
there a
minutes
neutral
or
point?
2-2?
Did you asked me?
Huh?
You're asking me.
I would prefer 2 minutes
You're speaking
each
too much.
twice.
You asked me
I'm
a question.
telling you what
Can
I
I
would
respond?
prefer. What timing
Can
do you
I
want?
respond?
Yes, quickly. What do you want to do?
He is commenting that I should speak quickly while ba 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 ba.
No,
Listen.
now you're being rude, and if
Listen.
you're going to be rude, this conversation
Can
won't
I-
work.
thank
Do
you.
you want to have a 3-minute conversation or 2 2-minute ones, which I propose?
I reject.
Which?
I reject.
You reject you too.
Yes.
2, 3, get on with it.
Yeah.
Get on with it, 3 minutes, off you go.
So if he wants to speak, he can. And if I want to speak, he'll just dictate terms. 3 minutes each.
3 minutes, go. Who's got a clock?
You go first if you want to go first. Thank you.
I don't particularly want to go first. Right now, I'm
That's
checking
fine,
what
you
I've
go.
got here so I can check it back.
Yeah, well, please go ahead.
Oh, no,
When-
neither of us wants to go first.
No, I can go first if you like, but I...
Go ahead.
Sure. All right. 3 minutes each. Very simply, Tony's suggestion is that God of the Bible is evil and violent like the Islamic Allah. We have both established through our conversation and conversation with Abdullah, very simply, that the Islamic Allah is evil and violent. What is violence? The very definition of violence is using physical force which is unwarranted. You cause trouble when there is no need to cause trouble. And that is exactly what the Islamic Allah does. It is recorded in multiple places. Surah 60, Ayah 4. Surah 9. Surah At-Tawbah, Ayah 111 to 114. Very simply, in both places, and there are multiple other places, the point is made where the Islamic Allah asks the Muslims to go, kill, and do nasty stuff to non-Muslims just because they are non-Muslims. That, to me, is evil and violent. This is the textbook definition of violence. Let them live their lives. They don't like you. They don't want to take you. Leave them alone. What does Islam do? No, no, no. We don't care if you like me or not. We will come and kill you if you don't like me. That is Islamic Allah. Now we can all agree, if we are sensible, unlike Tony, that this is an evil God. In contrast, I challenge out of the million places which Tony has copy-pasted without knowing where he has taken his material from, I challenge him to show me one place where God of the Bible has used violence. Note carefully, the definition of violence is not from Tony, it's from the language English. The definition is using physical aggression which is unwarranted. And I challenge him to show one instance where God of the Bible commands either Israel or the Christians to use violence against, in the case of Israel, people outside of Israel, on the basis of religion, unwarranted. You will not find this at all. Likewise, I challenge you to find one place where Jesus has asked the Christians to use violence against non-Christians. You will not find. Unfortunately,
Hello?
30 seconds, yeah? Unfortunately, people like Tony, they haven't got a clue. They don't have intelligence at all.
None.
They don't know the difference between unwarranted physical aggression versus judgment. God of the Bible never uses. If Tony wants to contradict, he just needs to show one place, just one place where God of the Bible asked people who followed him to use unwarranted aggression towards the outsiders. Thank you.
You had your 3? Yeah?
Ready?
Okay, fine. So, to repeat, he challenged me to say when the God of the Bible has said to use aggression. I think he's probably pivoting it on the word unwarranted, so that when I give this answer, he would then counter-argue, oh, that was warranted. You can decide what level of violence you think is warranted, but the prescription that I read from Samuel 1, book 15:3 reads, and I'll happily accept his correction, it's one Bob's also pointed out, it's frankly academic to me, and I think most reasonable-minded people, as to which particular group of people you're committing a genocide on. My problem is with the genocide, not with which particular tribe it is. However, the line reads, now go attack the Amalek, thank you for correcting me, and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them, put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys and keep the virgin girls alive for yourself. Okay? That is one of numerous examples I could read. Now, it can't help but strike me this seems to run rather contrary to the Sermon on the Mount, which I totally approve of, which I take to be the heart of Christianity, which speaks to treating thy neighbor as thyself. Yeah? I think a right-minded person should reflect on the apparent dichotomy between the core prescription of Christianity and this particular prescription, and when you grapple with it, some of us, and I am not the only person in this tradition, have reached the conclusion that maybe I've got to give the priority to the Sermon on the Mount, and maybe I've got to condemn certain peripheral things like this, which are inherited as baggage from the Old Testament. I also totally acknowledge that there are equally negative and violent prescriptions within the Quran, which I would also condemn. But I'm trying to draw people's attention to the commonality of things like the fitra in Islam and the 5 pillars, which are common to most religions, including Christianity. Christianity prescribes prayer, so does Islam. Good practice. They prescribe giving charitably. Good practice. They prescribe going on pilgrimages, which is a very good psychological practice. They prescribe fasting, which is excellent discipline, and it helps you to empathize with starving people and to appreciate what you have. There are common denominators in his religion and the Islamic religion and other religions which will steer people towards healthy psychological practice so profound, I can't help but suspect it might be divinely inspired. Universalists such as myself, we're coming from that terrain, okay? So I'm sorry that this has become so fractious, because I really do think there is real merit at the heart of Christianity and Islam, but you've got to do a bit of work to find it, and you've got to be honest about it, and you've got to steelman your own position and look for the arguments which contradict your own beliefs. But these guys, for the most part, they're not doing that. They're not inspecting. Sorry, I've had my 3. I've had my 3. Thank you.
Well said, Tony.
Thank you
well
much.
said.
Thank you, Tony. Finally, thank you. Thank you much. So, very simply, the conclusion is clear. Evil Islamic Allah.
Well said, Tony.
Evil Islamic Allah versus noble Yahweh. The choice is clear. The choice is clear. So everyone, it's up to you. You choose. God of the Bible judges. Islamic Allah employs violence. That's the difference. God of the Bible is going to judge again. Islamic Allah desperately tries violence in the meantime. So the choice is yours. The choice is yours. The choice is everyone else. And John Fontaine, don't run away next time. Come prepared to engage. Hashem